ladies and gentlemen. And that's how we kick off the second half of the show here tonight. Definitely want to say much love to everybody out there that's tuned in to this live broadcast presentation of the EMillio EgBar show, brought to you by Exclusivity Media, streaming here on a Friday night. And I hope everybody out there that's tuned in and listening right now, I hope you are enjoying tonight's presentation. If you stayed in and rocked out with us here tonight, instead of going out to trick or treat, I definitely do appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. As we just got finished rocking out to the brand new single from out of the Bronx, New York here tonight. That was Reef Hustle with this single Fly Talk here tonight. Definitely want to say shout out to everybody in the Boogie Down, everybody all across NYC and worldwide. Thank you for tapping in with the livest show, with the livest audience. You already know the vibes. And with that being said, folks, you already know if you would like to get your music featured here on this platform, then you can do one thing and send that submission over in either MP3 or WAV format to EEshowmusic at proton.me. Once again, that's EEshowmusic at proton.me, ladies and gentlemen. And if you happen to send music over to get featured here on this platform, then make sure you send your submission properly labeled with your artist name and your song title. And also keep in mind that if you have an X account and you have a social media handle here on this platform and you would like for us to tag you on the night that your song get played, then make sure you include that as well in the email. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that links are not accepted. Only MP3s or waves to EEshowmusic at proton.me, folks, ladies, gentlemen. And coming up here tonight, you already know we got our masterpiece or disaster album showcase coming your way in just a few minutes. But getting back to what we discussed or started to discuss at the top of the show here tonight, and it's been the news about it not being a hip-hop song this time around in the Billboard Top 40. Now, I know a lot of people out there, some people care, some people don't care. But I want to know, what do you think out there, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into our state of the industry conversation here tonight. And I got a clip for y'all that I want to play out here that's kind of breaking it down a little bit when it comes to the whole entire discussion about there not being a singular hip-hop song in this edition of the Billboard Top 40. I know a lot of people may get a little pressed by this. Some people may feel away, but you know, it has to be said. So let's get into this conversation, shall we? Let's do it.
For the first time since 1990, there are 0 songs in the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. None, not even one. Kendrick Lamar and SZA's last song, Luther, was the last one holding. And the second it got removed under the new chart rules, rap disappeared from the top 40 completely. So what does this actually mean? Has rap fallen off? Are fans switching to other genres? Or did the charts just change the rules on how long the songs can stay up there? The truth is simple. Rap isn't dead, but the old way of winning is. You can't rely on playlists and passive listeners anymore. If people aren't showing up for your music, the charts will reflect it real fast. And this is a wake-up call for you artists. You need fans who are tapped in, not just streams from random people. You need connection, you need community, and you need supporters who actually care about what you're building. So if you're an artist, stop chasing the algorithm and start building your fan base the right way. Let us know how you feel about this in the comments.
Now, with that being said, there's another part of this conversation that, you know, has come up, you know, discussing the whole situation about the Billboard Top 40 not featuring a hip-hop song this time around. And this one comes from Musician Bills on X, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to go over there and follow him, please do so. But he says, no rap music being on the charts since the 90s. I'll tell you why. Big rap media platforms are too old and out of touch, and they don't promote actual talented rappers anymore, and they don't discover new talent. They interview streeters and strippers with no talent and deal with gossip talk instead of new music. Or they talk about 90s rap all day instead of focusing on finding and promoting new talent. That was the words from Musicians Build, talking about the reason or his opinion why there hasn't been a top 40 song, well, a hip-hop song in the top 40 on Billboard. Now, I know a lot of people have the conversation out there where they're feeling like the whole Billboard thing is not something that really sets the bar or really is a measuring stick when it comes to music overall. Now, some people may agree with that, some people may not. But there's a few things that homie, earlier on in the first part of this clip said that I do agree with. That artists got to understand that the way that the music industry is moving right now, especially those of you who are serious and do this for more than just a hobby, you got to understand that things have evolved, especially now in this digital media age where, streams is, somewhat important, but not very important, and presence is important. But people got to understand that you just can't be on social media and just, promoting your music and saying that, hey, I got a new song out on whatever streaming platform of your choice. Please go and, check this out for me. Or, you have those platforms or those pages that post those posts, you know what I'm talking about, saying I need new music or whatever the case may be, or people talking about something completely different other than your music. You can't just be going and just spamming a lot of these comments with links to your music because it's going to get passed over. And then now this is something that I talk about a lot, and this is something that I said a lot as well on this platform, that when it comes down to it, you have got to get out there and you have to give the listeners, your potential fan base, you have to build a tangible experience with those people. Now, what I mean by that, it takes a lot more than just, like I said, coming on and just dropping new music on social media. You have to get out there. You got to get personal with the people. And when I mean personal, I don't mean like, telling everybody, what you ate for dinner and all that stuff, or telling everybody that you just got your heart broken. Some people may do that. But what I mean by that is just getting to know the people, or letting the people get to know you, interact with them, have conversations with them, get out there once again, and connect with the people in real time. This whole social media grind is definitely going away to some extent. As we see now, the tide is shifting within the music industry. But you gotta take it up to yourself and decide whether or not that this is something that you push seriously and that you want to see your music get out there among the masses, other than just, being on social media and just telling people that you have music on whatever streaming platform. Now, the one thing that, that last post that I spoke on, it did kind of rub me a little bit the wrong way, because it's a kind of a two-way street when it comes down to it. Now, they talk about a lot of the bigger platforms, and I understand that's where a lot of people would like to go because that's where they're getting the views. But artists gotta understand, they gotta pick and choose their spots. You gotta build up and find those platforms like this or like others that showcase, up and coming talent, that showcase indie artists and whatever have you. And you got to get on there and you got to grind. You got to treat this like a grind. You got to go to some of those interviews. You got to go to some of those platforms and promote your music, promote the platforms and stuff like that. You can't have it one way and the other, you know what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too, because me dealing as a platform owner myself, I've had plenty of artists that have come on this platform and not really take it serious when it comes to being prepared for an interview or even showing up on time or showing up at all. It's up to you, the artist out there, to decide just how far you want your music to go. And then if you don't want it to go that far, that's fine, because everybody has a hobby, and I understand for most, music is that, and I don't disagree with that. Cool, everybody has their own thing, their own vices. I say that as well. But at the same time, if you are somebody out there who wants to be seriously or taken seriously as an artist, then you got to apply yourself, and it goes a little bit more beyond than just going on social media now these days. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely want to say thank you to everybody out there who listened to me get on my soapbox for these last few minutes. And I know it's a very uncomfortable subject, because this is one that comes with a lot of biasness. It comes with a lot of emotions, and it comes with a lot of, well, you can't tell me nothing if you never been within the music industry or operated within the music business yourself. That's understandable. A lot of people base their reception of information off of the person or the messenger, so to speak, off of their accolades or the amount of success that they achieved within the music business, and that's cool. But sometimes, and I heard this plenty of times from a lot of different people, you can sometimes learn from people's failures more so than you can learn from people's mistakes. You can learn what not to do by watching them and observing certain artists that may come your way and tell you, various things that you should look out for, the various pitfalls, the traps with the bad contracts, etc., etc. You can learn a lot from the people that been there and didn't succeed, just like you can from the people people that made it there and succeed and became successful. So with that being said, I want to hear from you guys, ladies, anybody out there that's an artist, musician, producer, songwriter, whatever the case may be. If you agree with me, that's cool. But if you disagree with me, I would love to hear from you. You can leave it in the comments, or you can jump up, leave me an email at the EMillio EgBar show at gmail.com. I would definitely love to hear from you. Shout out to Black Silk. She said thank you for this, and thank you, Silk, as well, because, you know, like I said, I'm not one of those people that just speak based off of opinion and based off of just feelings. I speak because I want a lot of y'all out there to succeed and be successful. I see an opening in this whole hip-hop game, especially with the shift that we're going through right now. I see it where people can be successful if you apply yourself, but you gotta get out there, you gotta work hard for it. Just like anything in life, if anything you want that you feel as though is necessary, you gotta go and work hard for it. And the things that come along in life are never going to be easy, so you got to get out there and you got to work hard. Like my man Redman said, you got to work, baby. Work. You already know the vibe.